South African troops don't only guard our country's borders, they're instrumental in United Nations peacekeeping operations on the African continent as well. Port St. John's in the Eastern Cape mirrors the harsh jungles they face in the Eastern DRC and acts as the perfect training ground. In this special report ahead of Armed Forces Day, Michael Apple joins soldiers preparing for deployment.
Port St. John's is a sleepy, picturesque part of South Africa's Eastern Cape. But shortly after we land, the tranquility is shattered. While the locals may be used to it by now, to a visitor, this must be a hint of what war sounds like.
People sometimes feel secure within a vehicle. You hide in a vehicle, I will kill you in your vehicle. Right.
That's Colonel William Dixon, a professional soldier with almost 35 years' experience.
Okay, you think you are safe? You are not.
He's a scary guy. He was the force commander in the Central African Republic during the Battle of Bangui in 2013. You very quickly realize the over 700 soldiers headed for the jungles of the Eastern DRC are being trained by our very best.
It takes a lot from the troops to build themselves up and train in this environment because it's not easy.
Hollywood has created some false perceptions of what to do when the bullets fly. Dixon is blunt with his advice.
Secondary shrapnel bounced off the rock, killing the man behind. If you look over the rock, you are dead. Okay? So don't hide behind rocks.
Our soldiers are training to not only protect civilians, but also to take the fight to the various rebel groups operating in that part of the DRC. The reality of their objective is it may come with casualties.
What a high caliber or a small caliber high velocity bullet does to your body. It rips it apart. A small hole in front, a large hole at the back. A patient like this, you will not be able to save. Okay, he's going to die on the spot.
The patient is currently stabilized. We are taking him to the landing zone.
Port St. John's was specifically chosen as its forests mirror the harsh jungles of the Eastern DRC. These jungles are a safe haven for rebel groups that have been terrorizing civilians for decades. Our troops will be there for 12 months.
It is very intense currently where we are in Port St. John's, South Africa. However, it's even worse where we are going to be deployed in the DRC.
Where they're headed, infrastructure is almost non-existent. What may take them an hour in normal terrain could take them 3 times as long.
We expose them to the dangers that they will have to come across when they're on the other side. Physical-wise, we push it to the limit so that when we are that side, we operate very smoothly. So our training here currently in Port St. John's is very, very extreme.
Troops won't only be fighting in dense forests. At times they could potentially be up against an enemy in a built-up environment. Lives will depend on their knowledge of clearing a building and neutralizing any threat. It requires working like a well-oiled machine.
We started our training with combat readiness training in Bosuk area in Ladysmith. This was the continuation of the training that we did in Bosuk just to finalize jungle part of the training. And as the battalion, we are currently happy and we are ready to deploy to DRC.
This thing fires out a laser, the detector catches it and it will tell you if you are dead or not dead.
Basically, our troops are training using very advanced laser tag technology. Instead of always shooting at a static target, your target here, as in real life, shoots back.
We are using the Battleson Gamer Man Pack as a technology so that we can have two-sided battles, which will prepare our people much better. Instead of just simulating enemy, there's now something really shooting at you, as you can hear in the background, and that makes you go through your drills much better. And there's an enemy that makes you think and respond to what is happening in front of you instead of a plastic situation.
Every soldier can be fitted with sensors and a GPS. Instructors can then review and alter tactics based on the outcome of a scenario.
Every trooper is indicated by a dot, so you can see exactly where every person is moving, what he is doing, when he is firing, if he is in a lying position, a sitting position or a standing position. And as you can see, there is the enemy waiting for us.
Their motto is, "We train as we fight and we fight as we train." In a firefight, people will get hurt, and these troops are being trained to handle any eventuality. Stabilizing a wounded soldier and getting them to a field hospital quickly is critical. Accompanying our troops is a full medical complement. They'll be operating from an inflatable tent that can be set up and broken down within a day. A parting shot to the families of those destined to serve not only our country but our continent.
I want to ensure the families of the members that are going to DRC that we look after their members and they are well trained and will overcome all the challenges.
From Port St. John's, the battalion is headed to Bloemfontein in the Free State for a final stint of mission readiness training. Michael Apple, Port St. John's in the Eastern Cape.